Hello there! Wow! Perfect! Wonderful! Well done!
Okay!
What's up, everybody? The Nintendo Beast back here in Let's Play Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Nintendo Switch, right now on Domo Isle. It is 2:18 p.m. on Wednesday, September 29th, 2021. There really isn't any news to speak of today, but... oh, here's some personal news. I got to do a video chat with my mom back home. Mom and Dad are both great. I'm waiting for COVID talk to, leak its way into Animal Crossing. Be like... they didn't catch COVID. Mom and Dad. I Zoom chatted my parents. They're both fine. They've been quarantined for a while, so they're fine. Oh dear. I guess that doesn't really qualify as news, does it? And with that, I'll get back to work supporting you and your enjoyment of our island. Okay. Thanks, Isabel. Useless as ever. Anyway. Yeah. So first of all, I record all of my Animal Crossing Let's Plays each week in order, right? On the same day. 99% of the time, it's all on the same day. So, first I start with GameCube, then I go to Wild World on DS, then I play City Folk on Wii, then I jump over to New Leaf on 3DS, so I just recorded that one. Now I'm on to New Horizons here on the Nintendo Switch. So before I get started on New Horizons, I should note that I realized that I went to save and quit, and I forgot in the emulator for 3DS, and I forgot that I have to save and continue to actually save the game, because when you save and quit on Citra, it freezes, it bricks, it doesn't actually exit. So all the progress I just made this week is undone, and I have to redo all of that weed picking and everything, and it'll be twice as bad next week. So I'm really pissed about that. Plus, it was a bad time anyway, because, T-Boys, keep back playing Animal Crossing Beast. I think I read that last time. Anyway, upcoming bug off is September 25th. Missed that already, so the bulletin board is of no use to me today. It's a blustery fall day. Grass is looking slightly less green here too. It's starting to yellow for fall, which is cool. So yeah, it was already a bad time using the Citra emulator because my controller wasn't working correctly. So I had to figure that out. It's gonna be a whole mess. Next week is hopefully gonna be better, but it's gonna be a lot of weed picking as well. But anyway, we're on to Animal Crossing New Horizons here, guys. And you know what that means? It's time to talk about the most recent Nintendo Direct. So I just got back from vacation, and I've said this before, and I'll say this again. It really did feel like I left town, and Nintendo was like, okay, he's gone, let's announce a bunch of crazy crap, okay? So, where do I even begin? First of all, I am putting out a video this coming week, talking about my top 5 announcements from this past Nintendo Direct. I'm a little bit behind, obviously, because like I said, I was on vacation, so I'm like a week behind. But I'm catching up. I'm playing catch up. I didn't expect to come back to so many wild announcements and everything from Nintendo. So let's talk a little bit about it here, but mostly I want to talk about the Animal Crossing New Horizons update that is coming, that is slated to arrive in November now, right? The actual update is slated for November. I don't remember if it said a date, but they did announce a date, and I think it was October 6th or 16th. It was either beginning or mid-October. I'm not totally sure the date. Let me know in the comment section below. Or if you're here for the premiere, let me know in the live chat here. But I believe it was early October. I think it had 6 in it. So it's the 16th, the 6th, or something like that. I could be completely making that up. But they're doing an Animal Crossing New Horizons specific Nintendo Direct event, which is so freaking exciting. And let's talk about it. It's exciting for a lot of reasons. One, the Roost music hit. And all the teaser showed was a player inside the museum, running up the stairs to the left, and the Roost icon being there, the Roost music, the iconic Roost music was playing obviously as well, like I said, indicating that without a shadow of a doubt, the update in November plans to unveil the Roost here in Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is super exciting for anybody who is a returning fan. For anybody who's new to Animal Crossing and New Horizons is their first game, it might not mean nearly as much. Unless you're just somebody who enjoys coffee, which I know a lot of people are. It's kind of a... I don't want to say it's a millennial thing or like a young generation thing, but like, we really like pumpkin spice and like iced coffee and crap like that. I actually don't drink coffee at all, but my generation, I can recognize that my generation is really into like pumpkin spice and pumpkin spice anything and everything during the fall, and like iced coffee year round and all that nonsense. I'm gonna shoot down this balloon real quick, wherever it is. Oops. Boop. Okay. Go grab that in case it's a do-it-yourself recipe. Probably isn't, but what is that? Shaded floor lamp and silver HHA trophy. I think I already have that, but whatever. So yeah, it's exciting for all of us returning Animal Crossing fans. It might be less exciting. Is the treasure trawler here today? It is, yes. Let's go get some artwork. It may be less exciting for new fans of the series that are just jumping in, like I said, with New Horizons, but it's still exciting. And we don't really know what to expect from it either. In New Leaf, they had a full game that went around along with the Roost, right? Where you had to match up people's, or your villagers' like preference in coffee. Like you had to make coffee for them. Ooh, 10,000 bells. I'll take that happily. In games prior to that, it was not nearly as exciting. It was just, you get coffee, you befriend Brewster, and you can get Gyroid storage, which brings me to my next topic of discussion, which I'll get to in a second here. But you basically just talk to Brewster, you befriend him, he offers you Gyroid storage, and you can store your Gyroids there. And, you know, put together a nice Gyroid collection. With that said, the only thing we know for sure, and people are jumping to conclusions here, and I think some people are going to be disappointed, and I'm trying not to be one of those people. The only thing that we absolutely 100% know for sure at this point is that we are getting the Roost. And the Roost is going to be not a separate building, but rather an installment in the museum, like it was in every Animal Crossing game prior, except for Animal Crossing New Leaf. Now with that, there are some things that we assume. We assume that Brewster, and rightfully so I'd say, but we assume that Brewster is going to be running the Roost. That is not confirmed, I don't think. If I recall correctly, that was not actually... Brewster was not actually in the trailer. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments of the live chat if I'm wrong. They had the pigeon Roost, you know, icon. Crap. I knew that was going to happen eventually. You know, the pigeon icon to advertise the Roost, but they didn't actually have a picture or any kind of depiction of Brewster, to my knowledge. So they could possibly do something nonsensical. Nintendo, it would not be a first for Nintendo. They could very, very easily do something nonsensical, like introduce a new character, right? They could introduce Brewster's niece or nephew or son or daughter, and that could be the character that runs the Roost in this game. We don't know for sure it's going to be Brewster. Beyond that, there are other assumptions. There are assumptions that I immediately made before I really considered New Leaf, which was, the game just prior to this one. New Leaf, there was no gyroid storage, to my knowledge. He didn't offer gyroid storage. He offered the new game, or like mini game, and he offered coffee that you could walk around with. But, which, with the Roost coming, I guess I gotta get rid of this now, huh? But maybe not. We'll see. But anyway, they did not offer gyroid storage. So one of the assumptions that I came to right away was that, oh man, this is it. This is the big update where we're going to get gyroids. If you're bringing the Roost, you're bringing Brewster. And if you're bringing Brewster, you're bringing back gyroid storage. And if you're bringing back gyroid storage, obviously, that means they're bringing back gyroids as well. These are all assumptions that I came to, which I think I jumped the gun on. I don't know. I'm hoping all those things are true, but that's just speculation. It's not necessarily the case. The only reason I am confident, or not confident, but I'm hopeful, I'm, cautiously hopeful that the things I just listed, gyroid storage and gyroids and Brewster, are going to all be part of this update, is because it's not just an update. It's not just a regular update like the cosmetic ones that we've been getting thus far for the past couple of months, or for pretty much since the end of the first year, since they rolled out the last holiday, which was what, Festivale, I guess? Ever since then, it's just been cosmetic stuff. This is not one of those updates, people. It's going to be a big update, or at least it's going to be the first of many smaller yet still game-changing updates. And the reason I say that is because they have scheduled an entire Nintendo Direct press conference. An entire Nintendo Direct event entirely surrounding Animal Crossing New Horizons. Which means they're not just gonna show us a 3-minute trailer of people running around the Roost and all there is to do at the Roost, right? Or talking to Brewster or whatever. There's got to be more to this update, or at least more to the upcoming updates, and they're leading on. It's just my assumption, I guess, but I think it's a pretty solid speculation to make. I don't know what the shortest Nintendo Direct event in recent memory has been. This last one was, 40 minutes? The E3 press conference was the big one just before that. I think that was also around 30 to 40 minutes. The Pokemon Direct, I think, was around between 20 to 30 minutes, I think. Might have been around 30 to 40, I don't even remember. But the bottom line is Nintendo Direct events, they're not 10-minute events. It's not like, hi, welcome to Nintendo Direct. Yeah, okay. They're not like, hey, welcome to the Nintendo Direct event. We're gonna show you a new trailer, and that's gonna be the end of it. Which we've come to kind of expect. It's noticed this lock and whatever on this door, which is interesting. But, no, they're like full events. I would imagine we can expect at least a 20-minute Nintendo Direct event for this Animal Crossing New Horizons game. And if that's the case, I think it's needless to say that this is going to be a big update. They're going to be announcing a lot of stuff in this 20 minutes, which is going to be exciting. The fact that they feel like they need to include this. So I hope that includes gyroids. That's the big thing in my mind that is still lacking from this game. Maybe a return to some variety of Tortimer's Island, which could be cool. The tours, especially. Let me pull out my phone and the Animal Crossing fandom wiki here. Let's see here. Where is it? Can't find it on my phone. Oh, there it is. They got a new icon for it. It's like a new flaming heart thing. Couldn't find it. Okay. Animal Crossing. And we're going to search art. Art New Horizons. Okay. It's been quite some time since I actually took the time to look, or since the treasure trawler's been here. So I want to make sure I make the most of it. So the first one's the Twinkling Painting. So let's scroll all the way down. Twinkling Painting. So the Twinkling Painting is always authentic. So I'm not going to buy it just yet. But we know this one's legit. Right out of the gate, this one is legit. Next up. Wow, you really know your art? The Mystic Statue. So let's scroll down to the Mystic Statue. The Mystic Statue. The forged statue has an earring, whereas the genuine statue does not. So it's on the left ear, so I have to take a closer look. The earring would be on the left ear, and I can't see the left ear right now. I want to take a closer look. It does not have an earring. So that is legit as well. It seems like the earring is really noticeable. It's not just... yeah, like it's a big gaudy thing that hangs from its ear. It's not, like, discreet at all. So... whoops. Let me get back to... so this one seems to be legit, too. So we're 2 out of 2 already. So then it's going to come down to which one I actually need. If I need both of them, I'll get my wife involved and get her to buy one of them for me. So I'm assuming... but you know what they say about assuming. But I'm assuming that these other 2 are going to be fake. Oh, crap. What was it? Crap. No thanks. Let me talk to you again about it. I didn't hear the title of it. Amazing Painting. Okay. So the Amazing Painting, in the forged painting... okay, so there is a forged version of it, so I want to take a closer look. Zoom in here. In the forged painting, the man with the red sash is not wearing a hat. Okay, so... whereas in the genuine painting, he is. Okay, so he should be... this guy up front here. Zoom in a little bit further. This guy up front here with the black outfit and the red sash, he should be wearing a big old fluffy, floppy black hat, too. But he's not. So therefore, this one is bogus. So 2 out of the 3 that I've checked so far are legit. This one's fake. So last but not least, let's check this one. The Academic Painting. So the Academic Painting, this one's really obvious. And I think I see that it's a fake already, just from here. There's a coffee stain. The forged painting has a coffee stain on the top right, whereas the genuine one does not. The forgery... what does it say? The forgery also has a strange key taped to the back. That's weird. So yeah, I can already see the coffee stain up there. Up in the top right. So that's a fake as well. Nah. So let me run to my museum real quick. And see... so we got... what are the actual what's the actual painting of that? It's something really obvious, like night sky or something. Like the real painting. I forget what it's called, though. It's a really famous painting. I mean, they all kind of are, but... that one. Starry Night. That's what it's called. I'm pretty sure. It's called Starry Night. The actual painting in real life. So let me run over to the museum and see if we need Starry Night. And if we do, I'll buy it. And then we'll check to see if we need the head sculpture, too. because those two are both genuine. Yeah, so right here is the future home of the Roost, which is exciting. It does break the symmetry of the museum though, which bugs me. So I'm just hoping there's gonna be something to the right then too. Okay, so Starry Night. There is Starry Night. Twinkling Painting. So there's Starry Night, and I'm afraid that the head sculpture is gonna be in here too already. There's that big guy. That big guy, but I'm not seeing. Please don't be in here anywhere. Okay, I think we're clear. I think that's the one, guys. So that one's both Starry Night, I don't need it. But the other one is both legit and not yet in my museum, so that's a big win. It's a big win today. I really love the design of the new museum in New Horizons. It is the nicest out of all the Animal Crossing games. So let me know in the comments section below, what do you think? I don't want to speculate too much, but what do you guys think is coming in this Nintendo Direct announcement? What do you think is coming in the update? Do you think everything they're going to announce is all coming in some kind of wild, what's been speculated for God knows how long, this Animal Crossing 2.0 big update? Is that what November is? Is the November update this big Animal Crossing 2.0 that everybody's been speculating on for a year and a half now or whatever? Or do you think they're going to be staggered, smaller updates, and this Nintendo Direct is going to announce everything that is to come in the next year of updates? Who knows? You gotta do. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below what you think. I'll tell you what I guess I'm hopeful for. So, one, you know what, there are two things in particular that I think would bring this game 100% up to snuff for me. And bring it back, and so I could say, like, yep, this is for sure, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, an Animal Crossing game. Because right now I do feel like it is one of the strongest entries in the franchise as a game, but it's one of the weakest entries in the franchise as an Animal Crossing game. And that's something I've discussed many times before. One thing that I hope to see in the update is a larger Nook's Cranny. I want Nook's Cranny to be finally expandable. I want a Nookway. I want a Nook and Go. I want a Nookingtons. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to expand and escalate the status of Nook's Cranny. I want to make it bigger, because this is the first game in all of the Animal Crossing games where that's not a possibility. So I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for the ability to expand Nook's Cranny. Maybe the Able Sisters, but then again, Able Sisters has never been a store that you can expand. It would be cool to be able to expand it and get Label in there. Something that I think would be really cool, and this is never going to happen. It's not going to happen. I can say that pretty confidently right here, right now. One thing that I would really like to see happen is some of the characters that show up here on, in the plaza, I'd like to see them get their own space in the game. So with the introduction of the Roost, it'd be nice if KK Slider no longer performed here. It'd be cool if they put a stage back in the Roost at the museum, like it always has been in every game where the Roost was part of the museum. New Leaf was the only game up until New Horizons where KK Slider didn't perform at the Roost. And then in New Horizons, obviously, he didn't perform at the Roost because the Roost didn't exist. But now that the Roost does exist again, it'd be cool that he would be performing there. Get less stuff happening here. I want more. I want to be able to interact with characters here, like the special characters. And the more you interact with them, the better, friendship, better bond you get with them, the higher you level up, so to speak. behind the scenes, and then eventually things start happening, like they did in New Leaf, where Main Street businesses started opening, right? I want to be able to expand Nook's Cranny. I want Label, after, doing her fashion challenge a handful of times, to be like, oh yeah, I'm moving in with my sisters, and we're expanding the Able Sisters shop. And Gracie Grace is moving in or something. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So, next could be Label moves in. And then after that, I haven't been in the Able Sisters shop in so long. I'll be honest about that here in New Horizons. But, first Label moves in. And then maybe that would open the door for new special characters to start showing up at the plaza. Every time you kick one out. So KK Slider, boom, he goes to, he starts performing at the Roost. Then you get a new character on Saturdays. Or, the opportunity for a new special character on Saturdays. And then you get Label in here. So Label stops showing up out front. Then Kix gets his own store, maybe. Or maybe it's just an expansion. You could keep expanding Able Sisters for the first time ever. That would be cool. So then Kix, you go to Kix enough times, and he says, you know what, I'm moving in with the Able Sisters too. We're expanding that store. And then you have 2 expandable stores, which automatically reinvigorates players' willingness to talk to these special characters. Because right now, I don't talk to any of them. With the exception of Crazy Red for now, until my museum is full of artwork. I don't really talk to KK Slider. Sometimes I do. But I haven't talked to Label in forever. I haven't talked to Kix in forever. Just lost interest in them. But, you start adding things where you can expand stores the more you talk to them, like in previous Animal Crossing games, and suddenly we're talking about a totally different game. We're adding a more dynamic element to the game. Then on top of that, you could bring back characters like Phineas, like Wendell, like Sahara. Is Sahara in this game? Yeah, Sahara shows up, I think, in this game. I don't remember, actually. Regardless, Wendell doesn't. And I'm not sure about Sahara, to be completely honest. But anyway, you could have more characters start showing up here in the plaza as you give the current special characters the boot and start putting them into, like mainstays. You give them a real position in town and you start letting other people in. So that's one thing. Expandable stores. And again, that's a pipe dream. None of that will ever happen. Maybe an expandable Nook's Cranny might be a possibility. None of the other stuff I said is gonna happen. I just think that's just a pipe dream. If I had a wish list, that would be my wish list. Because it's something simple that they could do. Relatively simple, but it would be absolutely game-changing. And it would literally, like I said, it would reinvigorate the players that are tired of the game, that are like, alright, yeah, I've done everything, I'm pretty sure. It would make them come back. Next thing I want to know is I want something to do with this dock. What I would love to have, obviously we're on an island, we don't need Tortimer's Island. But what I would love is if Cap'n came over here and docked his boat, right? I want Cap'n back in the game with his boat. Obviously, it makes sense. You can have him dock right back here. And have Cap'n here docked. And take you on... I don't want to say Tortimer's Island. I don't want to say Club Tortimer or anything like that. But I do want to say something like that. You could take us to Tortimer's Island, or some new version of Tortimer's Island. We have Harv's Island, and that's pretty much worthless, right? So you could have a relatively worthless Tortimer's Island, and still have the tours. Because the tours are so much fun. From New Leaf, the tours were so much fun to play on online multiplayer. I spent so much time doing the tours in online multiplayer in Animal Crossing New Leaf. So that's another thing I want to be added. Then, lastly, Gyroids. I literally never, you've seen me pass them right here so many times now. I have literally never dug up one of these things in years. I don't know, like a year probably. I haven't dug up something like that. And it's annoying, and it's frustrating to me that they're still there, and they're just like, they're just there taking space. But why would I dig them up? Other than to get them appraised and sell them, they're fossils. They're always fossils. They're always going to be fossils. If you introduce gyroids, I'm sure I already know that one, yeah. And that too. Fix that. Fix it so I don't get the same 8 do-it-yourself recipes from every balloon and message in a bottle. But gyroids. If you add gyroids to the game, it reinvigorates the game and it brings people back and makes them willing to dig things up again because now there are new things to collect. And with the Roost coming into play, you can put them into storage. It's a secondary storage, potentially, if you have Brewster. And you have that gyroid storage capability. You're adding an entirely separate thing because, yeah, people would be like, oh, yeah, gyroids are cool and all, but, like, I don't have storage. I don't have any storage space for them. My closets are full of crap, and, I don't have any room for them, so I'm still not going to dig them up. Well, guess what? You're going to have a secondary storage opportunity with Brewster at the Roost, which is exclusive to gyroids, and you could put together a whole gyroid collection. Look at this big old bird wing. Where'd it go? Where did it go? It just straight up disappeared before my very eyes. What kind of nonsense is this? But anyway, that was annoying. That exact same thing happened when I was recording City Folk, my City Folk Let's Play too. But anyway, same bug and everything. But those are the 3 things. That's my wish list. Some of them are more realistic than the others. I think the 2 that are pretty realistic are... Oh, is that a big old fisher? I think the 2 that are pretty realistic is I do genuinely, 100% wholeheartedly believe that at some point in the future, Cap'n is going to show up on this dock. That's my guess. I could be wrong. But I genuinely believe that in the future, maybe the near future, maybe in November, maybe not sure. But I genuinely do believe that this dock is going to be used for something. This pier is going to be used for something, and I can only imagine it's going to be Cap'n's boat. Otherwise, this will always be just a stupid, insignificant, tantalizing, but pointless part of the game that they threw into the game for absolutely no reason. The only thing is, oh yeah, there's certain fish. I've gotten a discussion about this on Discord, and somebody said, oh yeah, but there are certain fish that only spawn by the pier here. Well, yeah, but guess what? They spawn back here. I don't know how many times I've ever seen them. Sometimes they're over there, like to the side, like towards the ocean, but most of the time, they're never behind it. They're always like right here, facing the front. Which means you could still have those fish and have Cap'n docked on the other side, no problem. Additionally, so that's one thing that I'm pretty wholeheartedly confident that even if it's not this update, that's going to be a part of some update in the near future. Beyond that, gyroids, I genuinely believe that before the updates stop rolling out, I do genuinely believe that gyroids are going to play some kind of part. The reason I genuinely believe that, we have the Roost coming now. Hopefully we have Brewster coming now. Those things don't guarantee the addition of gyroids. But, if gyroids are to roll out at any time, it would make sense that this would be the time that they do. Because of the addition of the Roost and Brewster and potentially gyroid storage, if they do plan to include that in the game. I'm going to move up a little bit so I can get this balloon. Boop, there we go. So gyroids are another thing that I can't say that's going to happen in this update, but I genuinely do believe that it's going to happen eventually. Also, Celeste in the museum, adding an observatory to the museum like there was in previous Animal Crossing games. Like I said, adding the Roost is going to make this museum asymmetrical. Because you have, down there, center, up there, center, and right and left. and now you're adding this top left, you need something top right. You don't need something top right, but it would, satisfy my OCD if you did, and you kept it symmetrical. So an observatory would be cool. And again, it would be something that you could expand. It would be an expansion where you talk to Celeste X number of times, and she's like, you know what? I'm moving in with my brother, Blathers at the museum, and we're going to open up an observatory, right? So these 3 buildings, that is my biggest wish that'll never come to fruition. Maybe, like I said, maybe expansions of Nook's Cranny, but my biggest wish that I think would 100% improve the game, like, a lot, right, would be the ability to expand on your own time, too. Not just, oh, here's an update, and now it's there. Like the Roost, you don't have to do anything. From my knowledge, to what it seems, it's just you download the update and the Roost is there. Which is fine, but it would be cooler if you had to unlock it somehow. Right? Like you did in New Leaf. And the same thing with Nook's Cranny, and the same thing with Able Sisters. It would be cool if you had the ability to expand these 3 buildings by actually working towards some kind of goal. Like you talk to Label, like I said before, you talk to Label so many times, and she moves in here, and that's an expansion of the Able Sisters. Then Gracie Grace moves into the Able Sisters. Then, Kix moves into the Able Sisters. And every step of the way, that's 3 different expansions that they could roll out. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Those are 3 different expansions of the Able Sister shop that could make, it really cool. Same thing over here for Nook's Cranny. You could have, Leaf. Leaf shows up. You could have Leaf. You visit him so many times. He moves into Nook's Cranny like he did in New Leaf, right? So that's expansion number 1. You expand a little bit bigger, and Leaf gets his own garden department at Nook's Cranny. Then you can move in, Who else? I mean, you could do Crazy Red, but I don't think that fits the clientele. Or the vibe of Nook's Cranny. But the ability to, on your own time, through, achievement, being able to unlock, maybe even having Reese and Cyrus, the retail squad, move in. That could be another expansion. I mean, they would be gone for a month of the year, and that'll never happen, because they're used elsewhere, like I said, and none of this will ever happen, but it would be cool if it did. And I think that alone, even if you didn't bring back Gyroids, or didn't introduce Cap'n, or any kind of thing on the pier there, that alone, introducing the ability to expand your stores and your museum like that, would add a level of interaction and a level of achievement that this game just completely lacks at this point. Throw in those other 2 things. Like I said, if for me, that and some basic quality of life updates, like they spoofed, or some like the fan made ones that they had, fan trailer or whatever. If they added some quality of life updates to make things a little bit easier, bulk select and toss mail out of your mailbox, that kind of thing, and bulk crafting, yada yada yada, some quality of life updates, bring in Gyroids, Brewster and the Roost back, obviously, bring in Cap'n, and maybe a version of Tortimer's Island that makes sense to the game, now that we're already on islands. The ability to expand through interaction, through time spent, through interaction with your, special characters and stuff like that. Those 3 things, if added, would 110% make this game, in my opinion, a top-tier Animal Crossing game. I still feel like all this stuff should have been added, or should have been, in the game at launch, so then the updates for 3 years could have been just little cosmetic things, and those would have been still exciting. But the fact that they rolled out the game half-baked, they added things in updates, it's just what we've come to expect now. Maybe in 3 years we'll have the quintessential Animal Crossing game here. Maybe in 3 years, or whenever the updates are done rolling out, maybe then we'll have the complete Animal Crossing New Horizons game that was always intended to be. I don't know. But I'm excited for October for this Nintendo Direct. Like I said before, let me know in the comments section below what you expect to see, what you speculate to see, what you hope to see. What are your pipe dreams? What's your wish list? Everybody has an Animal Crossing New Horizons wish list, I believe. So let me know about that in the comment section below. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I know I've been talking a lot. We covered a lot of stuff and a lot of hopes and dreams. I still want sandwiches, too. I want to be able to walk around with a sandwich. Can't do that yet, can I? Anyway. Well, with that being said, if you love Animal Crossing as much as I do, and if you love Nintendo games as much as I do, make sure to subscribe to the channel here and ring that bell for notifications for when I go live here on the channel every single month. And when I upload and premiere new video content such as this, new episodes of Let's Play Animal Crossing New Horizons here on the Nintendo Switch, I'll also be doing a big Direct video for this past Direct this coming week, and I'll be doing a Direct video for the Animal Crossing Direct coming in October. And then I'll do probably a big update video as well. It's just lots of Animal Crossing on the channel. Make sure to subscribe. I've got Let's Plays of every single main Animal Crossing game in the franchise. So if you love Animal Crossing, like I said, make sure to subscribe. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Until next time, I'm the Nintendo Beast. Thank you so much for watching.